Welcome to Yogaroo Online. In this practice, we're going to focus on the digestive system. So this is the third session in our immune system block of classes. So we've gone through a basic kind of all-rounder for the immune system and the nervous system. Now we're looking at the digestive system. So the digestive system, put very simply, is where what we eat is turned into fuel and nutrition, all the different components that turn into chemicals that really feed every single metabolic action in our bodies. So a really important one for the immune system in particular, because it's feeding the functionality of the body. Also, it's where I think it's 85% of our immune system is found in the gut, and also well, there's two reasons for that. One being it's obviously where we ingest the outside world, so it has to be on high alert there in case we've taken in something that is contaminated. But it's also just where it is generated as well. And then we have also it's 95% of serotonin is generated in the gut. So you have this gut-brain link that when we're stressed, our gut can be affected, and when we have gut issues, our stress levels can be affected. So all these different systems working in linked together to make a whole complicated and quite amazing human beings that we are. So we'll get started today, and we'll start on all fours. So in our practice today, the things that we're going to be, if you can try, and I'll remind you, but if you can kind of really focus your attention on your core area. And in terms of your digestive pipes, nothing to do with cinching in the waist and exercising the core. Think of more the actual what's inside there and what we're kind of massaging when we're twisting. We're kind of encouraging that peristalsis and getting ourselves regular, cleansing. The other thing that the digestive system obviously is so important about is eliminating waste. We take it in, we absorb, and we eliminate. So what we're doing today is we're going to, through twists and back bends and kind of just doing this kind of thing, side bends, we're really going to massage all the tissue of the gut here to help it along. And again, it's very efficient, but there's loads of things we can do to help it along. Particularly this one would be a good one to flag if you have bloating and things like that. So something that is going to kind of help to press the wind through in this area. Okay, start on all fours there, and we'll go through just a few rounds of CatCow to start getting the spine moving. So inhale, belly softens down towards the ground, and exhale, lifts the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale, belly softens, the gaze comes forward, a little bit of a chin tuck there. We don't want to overextend our neck. And exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling. The gaze gently comes down between our hands and our knees there. The head drops. Inhale, belly softens. Maybe even with this one, draw your hands towards your knees, draw your shoulders back towards the back of your hips there. Exhale, let the shoulder blades spread across your back. Start to get little bits of movement through all the bones of the spine there and the shoulders. Okay. And then we're going to take it into our first lateral bend, our side bend. So inhale here, and then exhale, keep the hips really steady where they are. So don't let this outer left hip follow you, and walk your hands off the right side of your mat. Maybe even have an intention of reaching that left hip away from you as you lengthen through the left side of the body there, all the way to the left shoulder. Soften the shoulders here. Take a big inhale here, particularly into your left lung. And exhale. And then come back to center again. Walk the hands off the left side of your mat now. Reach that right hip bone away from you. So make sure the hip isn't following you, so that you're keeping the lovely side length there through the right side. Soften that right shoulder down there. Breathe into the right lung. Feel that lovely stretch through the right wall of the abdominal region there. And then come back to center again. We're going to pivot the right foot off the mat now. Come up onto the toes, but reach that left leg away from you and reach the left arm up and overhead. This is our exhale here. And then inhale, we're going to come up to kneeling or half kneeling. Reach the arms up high on our inhale, and then exhale, hinging over to the left-hand side now. So I'm not mirroring you. You have your left leg reaching out there, your right knee is bent, you're reaching your right arm up and over. Okay, and then circle the arms around nice and wide, make your way back down to all fours again, and we'll do the same thing again. We're going to stay here for our inhale and exhale, pivot that left foot around, reach that right leg away, reach the right arm up and over. This is our exhale. And then inhale, you're going to reach both arms up. And exhale, hinging over the right leg now. So my left knee is bent and my right leg is reaching out. Inhale, reach both arms up again, and exhale, forward to the front of your mat. We're going to come up to standing and do a few rounds of half sun salutations. So step your left leg forward, come up onto the ball of your right foot. So lift that right knee, step the right leg forward, and exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Just a note on those step forwards, if you have an injury or some reason why the stepping forward leg doesn't suit you, you could always use the other leg. I just usually mix from left to right so that we're using the power of both sides, but really it's up to you which side you step forward with. Okay, we're going to do a few rounds of half sun salutations, which is just going to start to strengthen up the back and opening the front of the belly there. So inhale, reach the arms up high, and exhale, folding down. Have a bend in your knees now, be a little bit kind to the hamstrings. Inhale, coming up halfway. So reach the chest forward. See, can you really open up the front of the body there in this little back bend? Feel the strength of your whole back of your spine there. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. We're going to do two more of them. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, folding down, little bend in the knees. Inhale, coming up halfway, press your hands into your knees there, reach the shoulders back towards the back of your hips, really active through the spine here now. And then exhale, folding down. Press into your feet, reach the arms up high. And exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. As you're reaching the arms up, press strongly into your feet. Make sure you keep your connection to the ground, that you're not coming light as you reach. Inhale, press into the feet, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands down the midline, start to hinge through the hip there, folding down. Inhale, coming up halfway, shoulders reaching back towards the back of your hips there. Nice strong spine. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Now that is going to be your first option that we will start each standing flow with, okay? So you're either going to take that, your half sun salutation. Your second option will be one where we come into malasana, so have the feet slightly wider. Doesn't suit everyone, so I'm giving you two options there to start your flow with. Inhale, reach the arms up high, and then exhale, folding down. Inhale, coming up halfway, and this time exhale, you're going to come into a squat. Inhale, reach the arms up high again, and exhale, hands down. Okay, so that's the second version. I'm going to go through two more times now so that you've got both options hopefully in your mind there, and I'll swap from them so that if you have lost your way with your chosen one, I'll talk you through it. So inhale, second round, reach the arms up high. Exhale, folding down. So I have my feet at a kind of mat distance apart there, and the feet are at the angle there because they're ready to come into a squat. I'm going to bend my knees for my fold down. Inhale, coming up halfway, reach the chest forward. So same as the half sun salutation, shoulders back towards back of the hips. And then exhale, this time though, I'm going to come into a squat. Inhale, strongly press into your feet, reach the arms up high. And then exhale the hands down. Last time round. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Now again, if this isn't suiting you, go back to the other one where we don't take the squat, we just take a second forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, reach the chest forward. And then exhale, hands in prayer position, take our squat. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high. And exhale, arms come down. Okay, so that's your two options there. We're going to start into our flows now. So I'll talk you through option A, just in case you've forgotten it, but you can continue doing those squats. They're really good for the digestive system, the squats. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, coming up halfway. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And then exhale this time, swing the arms back and step your left leg back, find your way into high lunge. Now you're going to immediately bring that left knee down to the ground. We're coming down to low lunge here, and place your hands on your right knee there. We're going to do a little bit of kind of cat-cowing from a kneeling position. So just opening the front of the belly there and then closing it over again. Again, we're kind of squeezing the front of the belly and opening it back up again. Okay, so our inhale, we're going to open up the shoulders and feel a bit of stretch through the front of the belly there. The hand can slide up your thigh there if you need to. And then exhale, we're just going to let the whole shoulders roll forward, feel the shoulder blades spread on your back, and feel your whole waist just kind of crushing there. So not crushing, but kind of contracting a little bit. And then inhale, opening, feel a stretch in the belly, and exhale, feel it contracting. Last time, inhale to open, and exhale. So it's more like a kind of massaging action. It's not necessarily that you're using your core muscles to squeeze the abdominal region there. We're just kind of manually squeezing it ourselves. Okay, inhale, the arms up high again. And then exhale, you're going to bring the right hand down to your right side and take it over to a lateral bend. So a side bend to the right side. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, side bend to the left. And we'll do that a few more times. So inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge to the right. Inhale, reach. And exhale, hinge to the left. And we'll do one more round of them. Inhale, reach. Exhale, right side. Inhale, reach. And exhale, left side. So you can really keep your pelvis level there and your legs nice and strong. So it's the upper body that's kind of like growing out of the pelvis there, rather than the whole pelvis tilting over. And if you're reaching to the right, we want to hug that left hip into the midline. If we're reaching to the left, we want to hug that right hip into the midline. Let's do one more of them when you just get that whole principle of keeping everything frozen. So I always like this kind of idea of, if I had a curtain over your upper body and you didn't see it moving, but you'd look completely static from the waist down. Okay, so give it one more go. Inhale, reach the arms up high again, and exhale, hinging over to the right, remembering to hug that left hip in towards the midline. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, hinge to the left. Hug that right hip in towards the midline. Everything below the waist is static. Inhale, reach up high again, and then exhale, hands down the midline to prayer position. We're going to do two types of twist here. One is an unaided twist, and the second one will be an aided one. So basically using your leg as a prop. There's 3 stages to the twist. Our first stage, again, is to set this foundation. So, we have our front foot, our back knee, and the top of our back foot. Press into them, keep everything nice and stable from the waist down there. And again, those hips, if you maybe even bring your fingertips to those hip bones there, we're going to have them facing directly forward as we come into our twist to the right. And maybe we'll bring our hand down to it to make sure that it hasn't come forward. Because really, when we anchor the hips where they are, it's the belly is being squeezed a lot more. Because if you think about it, if this part comes with it, it's not really squeezing anything, or you're not using your core. So this stays stable and this bit squeezes around. Okay, hands in prayer position to your heart. We've set our foundation. Inhale, stage 2 of a twist, axial extension. So this imaginary string coming out the top of your head, you're finding little bits of space between the vertebrae so that when we twist, you don't knock bone to bone immediately. So inhale, axial extension, and then exhale, twisting to your right side any amount. And remembering to keep your head out of the equation. So just have it, your gaze over your fingertips there. So that's why we have our hands in prayer position. We want the whole twist really concentrated on the thoracic and the lumbar. Now, again, we know that in our anatomy, the lumbar doesn't twist that much, but we want this idea of the twisting coming from those two bits around this area here. Okay, maybe bring the fingertips to that left hip bone there. Make sure it hasn't followed. If it has, encourage it to go back, facing forward, and then back to center again. Our second twist is going to be an aided one. So we inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale. We're going to bring our left hand to the outside of our right knee there, and bring our right hand to our heart center there. So let's start again. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, twisting to the right. And just notice with this, the aid of your leg there, you possibly can come into a slightly deeper twist here. So the difference being the unaided twist, we're using our core a lot more because it's the only thing that's moving us. And with an aided twist, we're actually using more of the pressure. So we're using something to press into to bring us into a stretch. The muscles are still working, but they're working more in the unaided one. Okay, and let's take a deep breath here in our aided twist. And again, there's loads of ways you can use your own body as its own prop, as well as all our extra props that we have in yoga. One more inhale here. And then exhale back to center. Let's plant both hands either side that front foot, tuck the left toes under. Inhale, and then exhale, step that left foot forward, folding down. Inhale, coming up halfway, shoulders to the back of the hips. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, so remembering, you're either going to come through a half sun salutation or add that squat into it. So this time I'll demo it with the squat because I demoed version A the last time. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And exhale, just bending down, bending at the hips there, coming yourself into a forward fold. Bend the knees if you need it. I certainly do. Inhale, coming up halfway, reach the chest forward. So this center of your chest comes forward, shoulders reaching back. And then exhale, I'm coming into my squat, any amount. So you might not be down as towards the ground as much as I am. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high. Bring the feet back in tracks there with your hips there. And then exhale, this time step your right leg back. Immediately bring that right knee down there, untuck the right toes, we don't need them anymore. And make sure now that you are nicely firm in your foundation here. Fingertips to those hip bones, notice they are facing forward, nice and strong in the legs, and pressing into that front foot, the knee, and the top of the right foot there. Okay, we have our foundation set. And we do our little cat-cows from a kneeling position. So inhale here, open, and then exhale, closing. Inhale to open the chest and exhaling. And letting the shoulders roll, let the shoulder blades spread across your back. Inhale to open last round and exhale, just crunching everything in there, little massage for the gut. Okay, and then we'll do our side bends now. So inhale, reach the arms up high. This time we'll hinge over to the left first. Remembering to hug the hip into the midline. Inhale, reach both arms up again, and exhale, hinge to the right. Hug that left hip towards midline. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge left. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge right. Inhale, reach. Exhale, left, last round. Inhale, reach, and exhale, right. Okay, hands at prayer position at our heart there. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, soften the shoulders there. Remembering we are working on our foundation, our axial extension on our inhale, and then exhale. On your next exhale, start to twist to the left-hand side. Notice how far you go. Just kind of as a kind of experiment here to see, do you go further with the passive range of movement where we use the aid of our leg there. Maybe even bringing that right fingertip or looking down, making sure that that right hip bone is staying exactly in line with the left hip bone. And then back to center again. Okay, let's get the arms set up actually for this one. So bring your left hand to your heart center there and bring your right hand to the outside of the left knee there. It might not be totally reaching yet because we're not in our twist yet. So inhale, lengthen through the spine. Then exhale, start to press that right hand against the outside of the left knee there as you take it into a twist. Okay, so notice without judgment or anything, any perception of where you should or shouldn't be, is your twist a little bit deeper here. Now really breathe into your belly here. And take a deep breath so that the breath now will help to press and massage the abdominal organs there. As we kind of like expand the breath, it kind of presses and then we release the breath and it comes back again. So again, massaging all the tissues of the digestive system. And then coming back to center again. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands either side that front foot. Tuck the right toes under. Inhale to lift that right knee and exhale, step that right leg forward. Inhale, coming up halfway and exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, we're moving on to our second flow now. So inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, folding down again. You can take your squat if you want to for this one. I'm going to stick with version A for this one and demo B for the next one. Inhale, reach the chest forward, feel the spine really activating there, and exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high, and exhale, swing the arms back and step that left leg back. So right leg is forward here now. We're going to do a very similar thing from a standing position, a little bit more challenging because we don't have as much of a foundation to press into. So that hip is definitely going to try and follow you into your twist now. So you're really going to work hard on keeping those hips facing forward. Okay, hands to the knee first. We'll do our cat cows to start with, to warm up the spine and start to squeeze the digestive system there. So inhale, opening the chest, and exhale, closing. Inhaling and exhaling. Last round, inhaling and exhaling. Okay, inhale, reach the arms up high. We'll take it into our side bends now. Exhale, hinging over to the right hand side. Inhale to stretch the arms and exhale to the left. Really hug that left hip toward, or the right hip towards the midline there. Inhale, reach. Exhale, right side. Inhale, reach, keep the legs steady. Exhale, left side. Last round, inhale, reach. Exhale, right. Inhale, reach. And exhale, left. Okay, inhale, reach the arms up high again. Bring the hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, so we're going to twist now to the right hand side. If that back leg starts to fatigue, actually you've got all your bricks and props around you. You can always pop a brick underneath that heel there if that leg starts to fatigue on you. But make sure the legs are nice and steady there. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. We've got our axial extension here. And then exhale, twisting to your right hand side. Nice and slowly now. And notice, is there a point where you feel that that left hip is trying to follow you, and just kind of make sure that it stays in line with the right hip there. Okay, and then back to center again. We'll do our aided one. For the aided one, it's a little bit harder because that knee is further away from us. So you're going to just bring your left hand to the outside of your right hip there. And we're going to bring the hand to heart center. So inhale, lengthen through the spine, right hand to heart center, and exhale, twisting to the right. See, you get a little bit deeper there. And then come back to center again. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, both hands to that front knee and just step that left leg forward, folding down. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, I'm going to demo the second option here. You can stick with the first one. Second round, inhale, reach the arms up high, and exhale, folding down. Inhale, coming up halfway, reach the chest forward, and exhale, take it into your squat. Inhale, reach the arms up high, walk the feet in to be in line with their hips, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Inhale, reach, and exhale, reach the arms back and find your way into arrowhead with the right leg stepping back now. So our left leg is forward. We're on our second round of our standing twists here. Both hands to that left, top of that left knee there. We're going to do our opening the chest and closing it down again. So inhale to open and stretch, and exhale, rolling those shoulders forward. Inhale to open. So use your arms to help you there, and exhale. Inhale, last round to open, and exhaling. Our side bends are next. So inhale, reach the arms up high again. Exhale, this time you're going to hinge over to the left side now. Reach that right arm up and over. Feel that lovely stretch to the side wall of the abdominal there. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hinging to the right. Hug that left hip towards midline. Inhale, reach, and exhale, left. Inhale, reach, and exhale, right. Inhale, reach. Last round, exhale, left. Inhale, reach, and exhale, right. Reach both arms up on your inhale, hands down midline in prayer position. We're going to take it into our twist now. So inhale, axial extension, and exhale, twisting to your left now. Keep those bones exactly where they are on the hips, and notice you might not come around that much, but you're still feeling a good twist. So it's what you feel rather than what you perceive it to look like. And then come back to center again. Bring the right hand to the outside of the left thigh there, and then just bring your left fingertips to your heart center there. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, twisting to your left again. Grab onto the outside of that left thigh and just see, does it help you to take your twist that little bit deeper? Breathing here. And then back to center again. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, both hands to that left knee. Step that left leg forward, folding down. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high. And exhale, hands down midline in prayer position. Okay, we'll move on to our last flow now. We're doing well for time. Okay, so I'm going to demo A again. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, coming up halfway. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, reach the arms up high again. And exhale, reach the arms back and step that left leg back now. So you have your right leg forward. Bring your hands into prayer position here. Okay, so we're going to get straight into our flow here from this position. Keep that right leg nice and bent there, so hips low, but don't overshoot the front ankle with your right knee. So creep that right leg forward if you feel that you're coming too far forward with that right knee. Imagine this line going all the way, or this kind of rod going all the way from your back left ankle all the way to the tip of your crown there. So try and keep that in an exact straight diagonal line there. Hands in prayer position at your heart. Now we're doing our twists from this position here. We're going to twist to the right, but the same principle, we're still doing axial extension. So extending through the spine there. On our inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twisting to the right-hand side, making sure that left hip doesn't follow you there. Keep that spine nice and long now. And we're going to do 2 more times. So inhale back to center again, and exhale, twisting to the right. Okay, so make sure that hip doesn't follow. Hug that right hip towards midline. Make sure that doesn't drift back as well. And if it's doing these things, then you just need to back out of your twist a little bit. So inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twist. Reset. Come back a little bit and reset. Okay, so we're going to ground our left foot now for our second little mini flow. And we're going to come into, so listen carefully for this one, because for this one, we're going to be bringing that leg grounded and forward again. Okay, so I'll come through it slowly and then we'll flow through it. So our inhale is reverse warrior, where that left foot is grounded, and we reach our right arm up and over. And then our exhale, we sweep the arms around, bring them back into prayer position, and come back into that twist that you were just in. So you need to come up onto the ball of that left foot and take it into a twist. Try and keep the integrity of that diagonal line from the heel to the tip of your crown. So if that means that you don't come into the twist quite as much because you found that transition quite hard to take, or quite hard to get that leg to shift, then kind of don't come to the big end poses. come into smaller versions of them, you know, kind of this kind of a thing, rather than getting completely caught up in the transition and not being able to take a nice alignment version of the pose. Okay, so once we'll flow through that 3 times now. So inhale into our reverse, then exhale, pivot up onto the ball of the left foot, hands in prayer position, take it into a twist, integrity through the spine there. Inhale, ground that left foot now, reach the right arm up and over. Exhale, hands in prayer position, come up onto the ball of that left foot, take it into a twist, any amount. Last round. Inhale, ground that left foot, take it into a reverse. And exhale, hands in prayer position, pop up onto the ball of the left foot and take it into a twist. Okay, inhale, reach the arms up high again. And exhale, pivot around to the side of your mat and take yourself into goddess pose. So the feet are at that 45-degree angles. Hips are coming down. We're working towards, and like even with me and I have very open hips, the knees are kind of coming in a little bit, but we're working towards the knees being stacked over the ankles there. So that's the direction they're going. They might not be there. Okay, so hands in prayer position. We're going to take it into lateral bends now. So we're going to inhale here and then exhale, hinging over to the right hand side. And inhale back to center and exhale, hinging over to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale right, inhale center, and exhale left. One more round again. Inhale center, exhale right, inhale center, and exhale left. Okay, on your next inhale, you're going to pivot all the way around to the front of your mat again. Reach the arms up high. Exhale, step that left leg forward now and folding down. Inhale, coming up halfway, reach the chest forward. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, particularly the heels, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, your last standing flow, left-hand side of that new one that we just did. I'm going to demo the version where you take Malasana. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And exhale, folding down, little bend in your knees if you need it. Inhale, hands to knees, reach the chest forward, feel the whole spine waking up here. And exhale, coming into your squat, hands in prayer position. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high, walk the feet in towards being shoulder width, and exhale, hands down the midline. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, circle them back and step your right leg back now. So this is my left leg that's forward there. Okay, hands in prayer position at my heart. Remembering now we have this rod coming all the way from the tip of my crown to the back of my heel there, or coming out through the sole of my foot there. We're going to inhale here and then exhale, really slowly twisting to the left-hand side there now. Maybe even bringing your fingertips to those hip bones to make sure that they haven't come with you. So that hasn't, habitually, this is what wants to happen. The left hip wants to swing back. The right hip wants to swing forward. I go like this and I think, wow, I've got a fantastic twist, but I haven't twisted much at all. So make sure that those hip bones are staying there. Okay, we'll do 2 more rounds of that. Inhale here to lengthen and then really slowly exhale, twisting to your left-hand side. Inhale to lengthen, last time, and exhale, twisting to your left. Now I'm going to flip around, you stay where you are. You're going to ground that right foot down now, remembering the next one is we're ending up in that twist, but we're taking it from reverse, okay? So inhale, I've grounded my right foot down now. I'm reaching my left arm up and over. And then exhale, I'm swinging the arms around, nice and wide, bringing the hands into prayer position. I come up onto the ball of the right foot now, and I take it into a twist. And it might not be your biggest twist because it's quite a big movement. Okay, and then on the inhale, I'm grounding my right foot. I'm sweeping my left arm up and over. And on my exhale, swing the arms around, prayer position, up onto the ball of the right foot and take it into a twist. So set the spine, set that diagonal before you take the twist. Otherwise, you'll be twisting from a bended spine. Last round, inhale, grounding that right foot, reach the left arm up and over. And exhale. onto the ball of the left foot, taking it into a twist. Inhale to reach the arms up high again. And then exhale our way into goddess pose. Are we ready for goddess? We are. Yeah, great. Okay, so this is our inhale here. And exhale, we're going to hinge over to the left. Inhale, hinging over to the right. Inhale, keep those hips nice and low there now. Exhale, left. Inhale, exhale, right. Inhale to center. Last round. Exhale, left. Inhale to center and exhale, right. So actually, even with them, straighten your legs for a minute there while I just explain. Even with those ones there, make sure that the spine is nice and long, so that I know that we're a little bit bent when we bring the knee down there, but make sure that the spine is nice and long there, that you haven't taken it into this kind of a thing, because that's not giving your spine the optimal range of lateral or side bend there, if you can just see. So as opposed to this kind of thing, where my spine is bent, I want to be kind of lovely and upright and have good integrity of the spine there as I take my side bends, because I'll get much more range of movement through my side bends if I've taken it from the natural curves of the spine. Great, that's our standing flow done. So inhale, reach the arms up high to the front of your mat again. Exhale, both hands to that front knee and step the back leg forward, folding down. Inhale, coming up halfway, and exhale, folding down. We're going to bring our knees down now. And we do one more little experiment with the twist before we come all the way down for our restorative poses. So get your blanket there, and we'll all start maybe with it in a 4-fold. So that kind of a size there. Fold it over one more time and then roll it up. Okay, so roll it up reasonably tight there. Okay, we're doing one more massage for the gut. So I'll take it. I'm going to step my left leg forward, but if you step your right leg forward so that you're twisting to the right, it's always better to twist to the right first so that you massage the ascending colon, and then you twist to the left to massage the descending colon. So obviously you're moving all the waste the right way to help it be removed ultimately. Okay, you're going to tuck your blanket, your rolled blanket, into the crease of your hip there. You know, I mean, you might need to hinge forward a little bit just to keep it in place. And ultimately we're going to end up in prayer position, twisting to the right hand side with the blanket really pressed into our belly there. So hinge forward, bring the hands into prayer position and twisting to the right hand side. You can hook that knee to the outside of the right knee there if it's come that far, or just bring it to the inside of it. Just depends how far your twist has gone now. Soften that right shoulder now. Really let your belly press into that rolled blanket. If you're not feeling the rolled blanket, it just depends how much forward flexion you have in your spine there. If you're not feeling it, unroll it, make it narrower so that it's thicker, and roll it up again. So that kind, so that it's slightly wider, and then hinge over it again and see how that feels. And then really breathe into your belly now. So really press your breath into the belly or into the blanket there. And really feel it, really pressing into all those digestive pipes. Okay, and then come back up. Now that's a really good one to take again. I'm kind of moving through it possibly a little bit fast because I want to get us into our restorative, but that's a really good one to take if you've got any sort of digestive issues, either issues, medical issues. Well, yeah, obviously you have to be careful with them. I'm not a medico, but you know, definitely with bloating or any sort of cramping in the tummy, it's a very good one to take. So you have your right leg forward now, or your left leg forward now. You just take it into a little bit of a bend there until you nestle that blanket in with your abdominal region, your leg, and then twisting to the left now. Either hooking that elbow outside the left knee if your twist has loosened up that much, or just bringing it to the inside of the knee. Breathe deeply now into the belly. Really feel the breath pressing your whole abdominal region into the prop there of the blanket. Lengthen through the spine, always remembering, I know you're trying to sandwich that blanket, but taking your twist through a lengthened spine is optimal. Okay, and then coming out of that there now, and just unroll your blanket there, and we'll get it ready for our first pose. So we're going to take it into a side bend with the blanket rolled up. So take it into your 4-fold blanket and fold it over one more time until you have this kind of a shape here, and then roll it up again. Okay, and then you're going to have also another blanket at the top of your mat that your head is going to go on. We're going to just come into a side bend over the blanket roll. Now that blanket roll is possibly a little bit too narrow for me, just depends on the thickness of your blanket. So I am going to add a second one in, but you may not have to. I'll just show you what the end result roll should optimally look like. So kind of maybe that kind of a side, because otherwise we're putting it into the kind of little curve of our waist there. And if it's too narrow, it won't really have that nice effect on opening the spine. So you're going to come down onto your mat, and the blanket is sitting in the smallest part of your waist there, so the little curve of your waist. And then actually what can also be nice is to pop another blanket in between your knees there, just to raise that right knee up a little bit. And then bring yourself down onto your left cheek there. So I'm on my left side, and bring your head onto the blanket and reach that right arm overhead so that you feel a nice little stretch all the way through the right side of the body, and feel that the blanket roll there, just lifting the waist up so that you get an extra little bit of a stretch to the top right side of your abdominal region, hopefully. Feel the right side of your body raising up there on your inhale, and dropping back down on your exhale. So let's bring ourselves back to our breath and start to get really focused on our relaxation. If this arm reaching overhead is just not comfortable on the shoulder, you can just bring that arm into cactus position beside you there. Reaching it overhead will just add a little extra bit of stretch to the upper ribs there, but not necessarily with the work that we're doing with the abdominal region today. Also, this blanket, that's a little bit too low for me. It's nice to have that blanket under your head high enough so that your head isn't dropping down. So it's almost like it's keeping the spine in line with the rest of the spine. So it's keeping the head in line with the rest of the spine there. Okay, so let's gently get ready to come over to our second side. So I think probably the most energy efficient way to go about moving over to the second side is just to roll onto your back and shimmy your hips over to the opposite side of your mat, so the left side of your mat, and then roll over onto your right side. Maybe starting with the arm overhead and then halfway through it, bringing it down, just seeing how your shoulder feels today. And making sure that that blanket there is nestled into the smallest part of your waist so that it's lifting up that area on the left-hand side now. And feeling a nice gentle opening through the top left side of your waist there. And feel the difference between the sensations on the texture of the things that are touching your skin on the bottom sides, the right side of your body, where you can feel the weight of the body pressing you into your clothes, the mat, the ground, your blanket. And then the lightness on the left side of the body, where all you can really feel is the light touch of your clothes, the temperature of the air, and a little bit kind of a sense of gravity gently holding you down. Okay, we're going to move into the next part of this. So pop that blanket, if you had one between your knees, pop that out. And then you're going to roll onto your front there. So I'm just going to demo, if at all possible, if you can look up at me. I've got too many blankets there. So I'm going to show you where the blanket needs to hit. So you want the blanket to fit. I'll talk it through. So if it's not convenient for you to look up at me, just listen to my instruction. I want it to sit between my hip bone there and my first rib. So I want it to press into this fleshy region between those two kind of bony regions of the body. So the blanket's going to nestle into that part of the body that's above the hip bone. So we don't want the hip bone stopping it from pressing into the abdominals, and below the ribs, because we don't want the ribs to stop it. And then just bring the head, so fold your blanket over so it kind of makes a smaller pillow, and just bring your forehead onto the pillow. Hands can be in cactus position. They can be maybe even underneath your pillow or wherever the arms feel comfortable. And I feel that gentle pressure on your whole abdominal and digestive region there. And it feels okay if you maybe take a deep breath here. So the sensation of this blanket, it can be a little bit intense. So see how it feels to take a deep breath here. Again, another really good one if you're feeling any way constipated or bloated. Now, as usual, like we do in all our restorative poses, scan through your body from your big toe all the way to the tip of your head, and just check to see, are you holding any habitual little bits of tension, any gripping from, things that we were doing in our standing practice? Or is there any part of you that's just not comfortable? Do you need to add more blankets? Is your blanket pillow in the correct position? And, of course, if this is uncomfortable for you, you change the arrangement of how your head is settling onto the ground. And as well, if it's too much kind of a sensation that you're just not comfortable with on your belly there, you just reduce the size of your blanket roll by taking one of the, like unrolling it one round, just to reduce the size of it. Okay, we're going to gently move on. So press both hands each side of your chest there to gently lift yourself up to a kneeling position maybe. And then just we're getting ready for our next pose. So let's see, what do we need? We're going to make into a twist. So I have the blanket here that you had as your pillow, and pop that on the top left corner as you're looking down at it of your mat. So that's going to support your shoulder as we come into, we're taking like a supine twist. And then you're going to take your second blanket, bring it back into a fourfold there. And then you're going to fold it in three. Okay, so fold it over in three and make a long folded blanket around about that size. And then you're going to pop that down somewhere about where your hips are going to be. And then we're going to get another blanket and have that as you're looking down at the mat on the right side of your mat. So I have just a regular folded blanket here. That's going to be between your knees, so it's not that important how well it's or what size it's folded. I've got my long one here around the center of my mat, and then I've another kind of chunky one there at the top of my mat. Okay, so we're going to come down to we're going to come onto our left side. So definitely make sure you're on your left side, because we're going to open out to the right, which means I am twisting to the right, and we want to take our twist to the right first. Okay, so our hips, and actually what you want is you want your hip, your left hip, and your whole left outside of your left thigh there along that that long blanket there. So that's just lifting your hip up a little bit. And then you're going to put your second blanket in between your knees. So you can see there, I've got my whole leg on that one. Second blanket in between your knees there. And then I'm gently going to come down onto my left-hand side, reach that left arm out. I'm going to bring my right arm into cactus position, and I'm slowly going to open out to the right-hand side. This is where I grab this blanket that I had previously put to the top corner of my mat, and I'm going to pop it underneath my right shoulder there. Now you might not need that, just depends how deep your twist is, but really what you need there is something that holds the shoulder if that shoulder is hanging in space. So we don't want anything hanging in space. And again, if you have that blanket underneath that right shoulder and it still isn't comfortably sitting on it, it's still hanging above the blanket, you fold the blanket over again. So just make it high enough that it's supporting that whole right shoulder and right arm there. What that's doing is just taking a little bit of the twist out so that it's not that intense, because the spine, you know, it's only so far the spine, even on very flexible people, that it wants to twist. Okay, so make sure that your legs are nice and comfortable there on that long folded blanket between the knees. And if it suits your shoulders, you can bring both your arms into cactus position here. Or if that just doesn't suit your shoulder joint, you can bring your arms into T shape. So just the arms reaching out either side of the body. So see, can you have a sense of those two hip bones being stacked? Okay, so maybe you can come out of your twist and look down at them and see, is that right sit bone, or not sit bone, your hip bone, sitting above your left hip bone there? And maybe you need to adjust your hips a little bit if they've come out of alignment there and then come back into your twist. So we want the pelvis to be nicely stacked there rather than tilted, so that the spine can take a nice twist from an untilted pelvis. And feel the breath now in the right side body. Feel that lovely gentle tug of the skin around the top right side of your waist. Maybe even visually imagine all the organs of the abdominal region being wrung out there, all the little sensorial tissue of the whole area being massaged And all these areas work really well to touch and to pressure, and it just is a great way for stimulating the functionality and the metabolism within those bodily systems, and all leading towards the optimal functionality of the immune system. Okay, let's get ready to move on to our second side. So again, I think the most energy efficient and easiest way to get to the second side is to literally swing your legs up through center, walk your whole hip over to the left side of that blanket there, and bring your whole right thigh, side of your thigh, along the blanket. Keep that blanket in between your legs there. Check your hips. Make sure that that left hip now is sitting completely on top of that right hip. Get them nice and firmed there. Then just get your blanket and pop it over to the left shoulder side there, and pop your left shoulder under it. Now you're ready to come into your twist. So I have my left shoulder on the blanket there, and then the right shoulder is on the mat. And I'm going to bring the arms either into cactus position or lengthened in T shape. And feel that gentle tug again of the skin being stretched around the top left side of our waist there. Feel the tissues, so that little kind of sensation of the tug of the skin, and maybe can you feel a little bit deeper, superficial to the skin surface there? And go deeper again. Can you feel things being gently massaged deep within the abdominal region? And just for the last few breaths, even though you're in this is quite, quite an intense opening here through the chest and the stretch of the skin around the whole front body there and the waist, can you soften your whole body here and really let it accept the support of the ground underneath it? Again, scan through your whole body and see if there anywhere that's gripping or holding that just doesn't need to be. So is that right leg really sitting comfortably on the blanket? And is the left leg sitting with all its weight? So there's, the muscles aren't holding it, hovering there, but it's really sitting on top of the right leg. Are the arms just really settling into the ground? None of the muscles are lifting, nothing's hovering. Everything is just completely relaxed. This kind of duality of the body feeling heavy into the ground and gravity pushing it down. But at the same time, there's a lightness to it as well, a soft lightness. Okay, we're going to find our way into Shavasana now, just for the last few moments, finding symmetry again. So pop that blanket out that's between your knees, roll onto your back now. You might even take that blanket out that's underneath the pelvis there, and take all your blankets out. You've done lots of twisting. So I think in particular today, it would be really nice to find a propless, completely symmetrical, or as symmetrical as your body is in its everyday life, Shavasana. So maybe just rolling the hips from side to side there, maybe bringing the fingertips to those hip bones, seeing are they kind of level, are they kind of in the same plane as each other. Lengthen the leg, maybe the right leg away, the left leg away, and find a nice stable position for the pelvis there. Maybe do the same with the shoulder blades. Just fidget for a few little bits until you find that everything feels like, even though you're on the ground, it's stacking. So like you were stacking shoulders over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles. And bring the arms either side of the body, palms facing up. Let those feet just drop out to the sides with absolutely no effort whatsoever for the last few minutes of Shavasana. Just gently ready to come out of your practice now. Bring a little bit of movement into your fingertips and your toes. Rolling over to your right hand side. And just taking a deep breath here. Just preparing yourself for the rest of your day. And making your way, when you're ready, into a comfortable seated position with hands in prayer position at your heart. Hands to your third eye, to your heart center. Namaste. And thank you for practicing with me.